Hey Year 9s, you've likely just come from the video where you've seen me create these four components for your clock task. So what we're going to do with these components now is position them appropriately and joint them together. Now this is going to be a bit interesting at first, so just work with me and I'm sure you'll manage to do it. So because I accidentally put mine in the wrong position, I'm going to have to move them into more appropriate positions. So I'm going to start with the base. I'm going to right click it and click the move copy button here. You can see I now get all these different arrows and some wheels that I can use to move things. The first thing I'm going to do with the base is turn it so that it's in the correct orientation, like that. And I think I'll move it down as well, something like that. I'm not worried about the fact that it's over top of that other one, as long as it's down in the correct position. And I'll click OK. There we go, that's that one done. I'm going to do the same with the top. So right click it, move copy, twist it around by 90 degrees. You can see it in the little box there. And now I'll move it across and up, and hopefully it's in a pretty good position. Alright, I'll click OK. Next I need to do it for the right hand frame. So right click, move copy, twisting first by 90 degrees. And I'll move it out, move it down somewhere. There's probably pretty good. I'll click OK. So I've now moved all but the left hand frame, so I'll right click that one now, move copy, twist it by 90 degrees. Okay, then I can move it up and we'll move it across out this way as well. So now I've got the components in the correct orientation. Now if you had done yours with the top part of your clock in the correct position, you wouldn't have had to do what I just did. Hopefully you have got them kind of where they need to be. I might even move the base over a little bit, so I'm just going to go back to that move copy again, just move it over to about there. So I've now got the four components and I'm ready to start putting them together. So let's just move to a front view and see where they are. Looking at where my base is, it's nice and close to that origin point, so I think I'm going to position them onto this piece. Alright, so to go ahead and start this, and I may get this wrong the first time, so bear with me. We're going to do what's called the joint command, this one up here. We do want to capture position, so we'll hit capture position. Now we're going to select the component that we want to move as our first component, I think. We'll find out whether this is the case in just a moment. If you notice the way I've picked this component, I've not picked a face or anything, I've picked the very edge of it. I might even orient this a little bit differently so you can see better. I've picked the very edge of it here where the wheel meets in the middle, and it kind of goes facing me rather than against it like that. It's facing me. So I'm going to click that point there. You can see the component goes opaque. Now I'm going to move my Navi cube to this left hand corner so that I can see, and I'll zoom out a bit so I can see this edge here. I'm going to click that edge. As you can see, it's going to move that first component into position. We're making what's just called a rigid joint here. We don't need to change it at all. And we'll just click OK now. Alright, we'll just wait a moment, and there we go. We've now moved the, let's just change our view back to the regular home view. We've now moved the left hand side and attached it to the base. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do that again for the one on the right hand side. So clicking the joint tool. Now I need to select component 1, so I'm going to need to see that part of component 1, which is just there. Now I've got to do the same on component 2, which is going to be the base. So selecting that position, you can see it's moved onto the base for me. Alright, nice rigid joint again, and we'll click OK. Now the last ones to do are for the top here. So again, clicking the joint command, I'm going to move around so that I can see it. In fact, I'm going to move so I can see it from underneath like this. I'm going to zoom right in. Now this is where things can get a little bit tricky because we've got all these faces in the way. So I might hide the frame on the left now, just by clicking on the light globe so I can see where I'm clicking for the top. Click that point, I'm going to turn the frame on the left back on and swivel around so I can see the top of it. And click like that and they will join together. Fantastic. Okay. Got one more to go. You can see I've got 1, 2, 3 joints around the object. I just need to do the one up in the top right hand corner here now. So this one's slightly trickier, but only mildly. Okay, we're going to turn off the right frame, clicking the light globe for a moment. I'm going to change my angle so I can see up underneath here. Click the joint button. Select it in the center of that crevice there. Okay, now I'm going to go back to regular home view. Turn the right hand frame back on and select that position on the right hand frame. And it's gone and put it into place, and I can click OK. Alright, there's my frame all jointed together accurately. Hopefully you've been able to do the same and you've got your top and base in the correct position as well. Alright, if you haven't, take your time with the video, work through the process, and I'm sure it will work fine for you. Okay, thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one.